I know that you're proud of all of them, but do you think there's something a little special about 13? To me, it's almost the perfect family coaster.
Oh yes, yes. The idea was we wanted to build a ride that had a relatively low height limit, so that families could ride it. A family coaster, but that had an edge to it, so that when you're actually on it, it is, and particularly if you don't know what's happening, it is quite frightening. Certainly when the special feature happens, if you don't know it's going to happen, it is very frightening indeed. And then to get fired backwards out of it is equally disconcerting. But once it's all over and you're back in the station, even if you have been frightened, you start to laugh. And also, when you come off the ride, you got that sense of pride that you know what happened. The people in the queue don't, and you want to keep it as a secret. And you perpetuate the mystique of the ride. Again, the unique element of that, but you know, we created a vertical drop where the train dropped down a vertical track. The idea of the track actually collapsing and dropping was something that had never been done before. And thanks to Intamin developing the magnetic braking system, which we had put on a drop tower ride in Germany, the idea of a whole chunk of track dropping under free fall seemed possible. But if it was going to be done, it had to be done in darkness, surrounded by special effects, to really capitalise on every single bit of the thrill that we could get. So the problem was how to get high capacity out of that ride, and people don't realise the way that machine cycles, because if you stand on one of the safety corridors up in the drop zone and you watch it, the way in which that thing is going up and down, up and down, up and down, you're only aware of your drop. But as soon as you shot out the back of the thing, it's straight up, no messing about, up to the top. The next train comes in, and so on. And likewise with the reversing switch at the end of the ride, I said to Intamin, that has got to work quickly, because the idea of going backwards, I don't know if it was first time. It was probably the first one was Expedition Everest in Animal Kingdom. And the thing that really disappointed me with Expedition Everest is you come racing up to that dead end, the track is broken ahead of you, and in theory you should immediately, without a pause, roll backwards. But you don't. You're held on a set of brakes for what seems like an interminable amount of time, whilst this gigantic switch track further back behind you lumbers into position. It turns out that switch track cost more, the switch track alone on Expedition Everest cost more than the entire budget of 13, just one piece of track. And I said to Intamin, we cannot have this, it's got to be quick. And the whole thing about that ride is every single element has got to be slick, so we can get those trains through and get the queue moving as fast as possible, because if we don't, this could be an extremely ungainly, complicated, cumbersome piece of machinery. And in fairness, and it was partly because I kept nagging it into me, I was saying, how long is that going to take? Why can't that be speeded up, and so on? In fairness, Intamin did an amazing job, to the extent at which on opening day, and normally on opening day with staff that aren't familiar with a ride, you maybe get 50% of the eventual capacity out of the ride. On opening day, on 13, we actually exceeded the theoretical capacity of that ride, which was an amazing achievement, and champagne corks were popped all around, not only in Switzerland with Intamin, but also with the staff at Alton Towers.